Big news to report tonight about a new effort by the Cheney family and funded by some of the biggest money men in the Republican Party to attack President Obama on national security to try to undermine his presidency. It's an effort that's being led on the surface by Dick Cheney and his daughter Liz. And tonight we're learning new details about who's bankrolling their mission behind the scenes. In conjunction with former Vice President Dick Cheney's speech this week attacking President Obama for not having yet announced a decision on the way forward in Afghanistan, a new pressure group headed up by Mr. Cheney's daughter, Liz, has released this new attack ad.
Not enough time for decision, but plenty of time for Letterman, golf, a beer summit, more golf, vacation, and a visit to Copenhagen. If you think America's president must act to defend America instead of just talking about it, join Keep America Safe today.
According to Newsweek's Michael Isikoff, Keep America Safe is gearing up to run TV ads and radio ads and web ads like that in the home districts of Democratic members of Congress in the lead up to the 2010 elections. They're promising in particular to attempt to exploit the issue of closing Guantanamo for political gain. The lead story on the Keep America Safe website right now says, it says transferring Gitmo prisoners to the U.S. will set them free. Well, today, Mr. Isikoff revealed on Newsweek's new declassified blog exactly who is bankrolling the Cheney family's Keep America Safe political machine. America, meet Mel Sembler. He may not be a household name to most of us, but he's a Florida real estate mogul who is very, very well known in Republican circles. Mr. Sembler is the former finance chairman of the Republican National Committee. He served as President Bush's ambassador to Italy, and he's now throwing all of his considerable financial muscle behind the Cheney's new anti-Obama venture. Mr. Sembler told Newsweek, quote, "I love Liz Cheney and what she's doing. I'll be as supportive as my budget will allow." Mr. Sembler is a very close friend of the Cheney family. Here he is posing with the former Second Lady of the United States, Lynn Cheney. He's so close to the Cheneys, in fact, that in addition to bankrolling the Cheney family's new anti-Obama political group, Mr. Sembler is also the chairman of the Scooter Libby Legal Defense Trust, set up to defend Mr. Cheney's chief of staff, Scooter Libby, when Mr. Libby was charged with lying and obstructing the investigation into the Bush-Cheney White House, outing a covert CIA officer as political revenge. The Scooter Didn't Do It chairman is the new bankroller of the opposition to President Obama, and incidentally, the polishing of Dick Cheney's political legacy, which seems like it might be an expensive undertaking. Joining us now is MSNBC contributor and Newsweek investigative correspondent Michael Isikoff. Mike, thanks very much for coming in tonight.
Good to be with you, Rachel.
Okay, so you reported this week that Keep America Safe is planning this aggressive anti-Obama ad campaign. What do you think we should expect that campaign to look like, and who are they going to target?
Well, they are a political advocacy group. They clearly want to be players on the national political scene, carving out this niche of attacking Obama on national security policies. We saw it it was very interesting this week when Cheney gave that speech at the Center for Security Policy the other night. Instantaneously, the speech shows up on the website of Keep America Safe. Very much a coordinated effort. Father working hand in glove with daughter, all in the family, to defend the Cheney legacy, attack Obama, and particularly make Obama's national security policies seem as scary and as dangerous as they can. You mentioned correctly, they want to focus on Gitmo. One of the things they're going to be doing in this ad campaign is showing photos of really scary-looking Gitmo detainees, bearded Muslims looking like terrorists, saying, "Do you want this guy in your neighborhood," suggesting that Obama's policies might lead to the release of Gitmo prisoners inside the United States. So that's going to be their focus. And as you say, they're going to start with these radio ads. They want to morph into a more fully fledged TV advertising campaign targeting vulnerable Democrats in rural districts, primarily the Blue Dog Democrats that went, that got voted in the in 2006, trying to use this issue as a wedge against the Democrats in the next elections.
Well, I'm no expert on Republican feelings, as you might imagine, but I'm guessing that given Dick Cheney's approval ratings and general reputation in the country, Republicans who are concerned about the party's electoral chances may not be all that psyched about Dick Cheney being very public as the face of the opposition to Obama. So do your sources indicate that this really is a forward-looking elect Republicans effort, or is this oriented backward at sort of fixing Cheney's legacy?
Well, look, it's both. I mean, clearly a big part of this is trying to vindicate the Cheney legacy. This goes beyond vindicating the Bush administration legacy. As we know, Cheney was the hardliner to the very end in the Bush administration, even when President Bush was tilting away to some of the hardline policies of his first term. So there's a big element of that, and it's, one could call it a family vendetta or a family crusade. But I think the strategist behind this, and it's not just Liz Cheney, a co-director of Keep America Safe is Bill Kristol of the Weekly Standard, a very active partisan in Republican Party circles and a regular guest on Fox News. But I think they think that if they could shape this about Obama's policies, that will work to their advantage. They don't necessarily have to put Dick Cheney out there. I don't think we're going to see Dick Cheney in these ads, but we will see scary-looking terrorists in these ads.
I bet you we will see Dick Cheney in these ads. I think he can't stop talking about this stuff. Let me ask you one other strategic question about this. Is Mel Sembler the only confirmed named donor for this effort? Have they released any other information about who's funding them, Mike?
No, they have not disclosed their donors. They have said they're not going to do that. But Ambassador Sembler volunteered that he'd been contacted by Liz Cheney and was willing to help, wants to help put money in, and there's very few people who have the resources to pump money into Republican Party causes bigger and more influential than Mel Sembler.
MSNBC contributor and Newsweek investigative correspondent Michael Isikoff, and a new dad recently. Congratulations for that, Mike.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Have a great weekend.
Okay.